back soon we start safe.
Well, you say start safe. As we just said, 48 states have reopened to some degree, some businesses, some parks and beaches. Do you think we're moving too soon to reopen?
Out of doors is great. There's very, very low risk of spread out of doors. So by all means, go out, take a walk, bicycle, enjoy nature. It's good for you. It's good for your health. And there's some businesses that are essential, and there's some businesses that can start with minimal risk. There are other things that are going to be harder to do without a lot of safety measures. So we're going to see not shaking hands for a while. We're going to see using hand sanitizer a lot. We're going to see face masks where it's spreading widely, where you're within 6 feet of someone, especially if you're indoors. There are things that we can do so that we start this safer. Doesn't mean you have to stay home forever. Does mean we have to be careful, because if you get the virus, it's not just about you getting sick. You could, without feeling sick, spread it to your neighbor's kid who has leukemia, and they could get deathly ill. We're all in this together. We're fighting a virus that is a really difficult enemy to fight, and it's still out there. It's going to be there. The more we're safe from this virus, actually, the more we'll be safe from flu as well. Those things we do to physically distance, those are going to cut down our flu level as well. And if everybody gets a flu vaccine this fall, that'll be helpful too. Just keep in mind, this is a lot worse than the flu. This is 10 times deadlier. It spreads much more readily. It's more likely to kill you. And we don't have any immunity naturally, and we don't yet have a vaccine.
Well, I want to pick up on this question of where we are in the virus and the question of reopening, because we heard two very different arguments this week from President Trump and from Dr. Anthony Fauci. Here they are.
There is a real risk that you will trigger an outbreak that you may not be able to control.
Look, he wants to play all sides of the equation.
I want to point to a specific state, because there was a lot of criticism when Georgia and its governor, Brian Kemp, reopened a few weeks ago, and they reopened salons and gyms. Even got criticism from President Trump that he was moving too fast. But we have not seen the kind of spike that was widely feared with that reopening in Georgia, which raises the question, are some public health experts, I'll include you in that, are you being too alarmist about this?
I don't think you can be too alarmist about what this virus can do. Look at New York City over the past 2 months. More than 20,000 deaths from this virus. It's really been catastrophic. But it is important to recognize that there are things we can do to go out more safely. And I have friends in Georgia still, and they describe to me physical distancing in shops, people being very careful. That's important. Also, keep in mind, the virus mutates, it changes, it evolves, but fundamentally, when it begins to spread again, you won't see that for a few weeks, because it takes about a week to get sick, another week to get very sick, and then you make other people sick. So once there is the resumption of spread, you might not see that for a month or two. There's a lag here.
On Friday, as we reported, President Trump